covering a number of quarterly results, including from the Montreal-based WSP Global, the engineering consulting firm with business exposure in so many different areas, transportation, real estate, also announced a global 3-year strategic plan earlier this month. Obviously, they have to think, like every business, about the impact of things like tariffs, but over the long term, this company has been growing in a big way, in part through some of the acquisitions they've made. Alexandre L'Heureux is the president and CEO of WSP Global, and he joins us now. Thanks as always for being with us. Good to see you.
Good to see you, John.
If you had to characterize what's been happening with the business, call it over the last 3 months, how would you characterize it, Alexandre?
Well, look, we just completed our 3-year cycle where we exceeded our expectations both in net revenue but also in profitability. So extremely pleased about the last 3 year. And 2 weeks ago, John, we unveiled our next 3-year plan where we expect to grow our top line by 40%, our bottom line by 50%, and our EPS by 60%. So it's going to be a busy next 36 months, but we're feeling good about the plans that we have ahead.
Well, let's talk a little bit about what goes into achieving those longer-term goals. What's the mix between just working within what you have and acquisitions, which we've talked a lot with you about in the past?
Well, look, M&A has been part of our fabric since we IPO'd the company in 2006. At the same time, I've always said that M&A is not a strategy. It is a mean or a tool in our toolbox to accelerate or deploy our strategy. So clearly, M&A will be part of our next 3-year plan. But also, the markets are strong. We're fueled by strong mega trends in our industry. And I expect the company to grow organically as well over the course of the next 3 years. So the combination of both, John, will be the resulting effect of our growth over the next 3 years.
You know, it's interesting. I just took a quick look, just out of curiosity, as you were speaking about the performance of your stock in the Canadian stock market since that IPO. And you're basically, I can count on one hand how many stocks have had as good or better performance of all the names in the TSX. So you've easily outperformed the market over the long term. But it's, you know, now a period of uncertainty. People are talking about tariff threats and all those kind of things. What are the kinds of conversations you're having with your investor base these days?
Well, of course. I mean, look, John, over the long term, you can't expect to only live in peaks. I mean, you know, we're living in a world where there will be some peaks and valleys. I remember 2014, the downturn in oil and gas was a big thing. In 2008, 2009, a major recession, as we all remembered. So for those of us who were there back then, and clearly, I mean, we came out on top. And so I see uncertainty actually as a real opportunity for professional services firm like WSP to really advise our clients. Our clients are actually in need of our services when there's catalyst in the world and when there's catalyst in the industry. So I tend to be an optimist, and I believe that there will be plenty of opportunities for us to be, again, opportunistic over the next 3 years, both from an M&A point of view, but also organically. So look, of course, I'd rather have a stable environment right now, but we're focused on delivering the best services to our clients, and I'm feeling quite good around our position in the marketplace right now.
Okay, I'm glad you mentioned that word opportunity. We've been talking to a lot of business leaders in Canada about whether or not the current uncertainty creates an opportunity for Canada to think about how we grow over the long term. For Canada to be well positioned for the future, if you could lend your voice to that conversation, what do you think we should be doing right now?
Look, we need to capitalize on our strengths and not focus too much on our weaknesses. It's just human nature typically to wanting to improve our weaknesses. But I'm more coming from the side of capitalizing on our strengths. We have incredible access to resources. And I believe there is a real opportunity for us to become a champion from an energy point of view. we have all the tools in our toolbox as a country to really perhaps develop the best energy system in the world, given that we have hydro, we have nuclear, and we have access to more other traditional energy resources. So when you combine all of this, I think if we were to all come together with one game plan, all the provinces together, I think we could become a powerhouse from an energy point of view, and that's what the world needs right now. So it's just a matter of us really developing that plan and executing on it, if you ask me.
L'Heureux, appreciate your time as always. Thanks very much.
The pleasure. Thank you so much.
Alexandre